Afternoon tea at the Dorchester is one of the most iconic London experiences that you hear about, and let me tell you, it absolutely lives up to the hype. From the moment I walked in, the service was flawless, the food was exquisite, and every detail felt so thoughtful and classy. I honestly left feeling wowed and a little bit spoiled. So in this video, I'm taking you along for my full afternoon tea experience. If you've ever wondered what it's like to have tea at the Dorchester, keep watching. Hello everyone, welcome back for another afternoon tea review. Now, the afternoon tea that we are going to today is one that I personally have had on my bucket list for many years. I'm sure it's also probably on your bucket list as well. Yes, we are going to the Dorchester today for a very special afternoon tea. I feel like their afternoon tea is one of the ones that is known for being incredible, so I'm very excited to experience it for myself. And we are of course in the lovely Park Lane area of London, which I'm just walking through now on my way to the afternoon tea. It is a beautifully sunny day in London today, which is just so nice because we've had storms and thunder and rain a lot of this week, so I'm very glad that it's cleared up for this video. And of course I'm very excited to be taking you guys along to this afternoon tea. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to let me film on my camera. If they don't, I will film everything on my phone. I've charged that up, I'm ready to go. I'm very excited for this one. It is a very expensive one as well, so I will let you guys know whether I think it is worth the higher price point. So without further ado, let's head over to the Dorchester for afternoon tea. Look at how gorgeous a day it is today in London. Also, there's so many pretty flowers out here as well. This is such a lovely walk. So yes, I'm just heading over there now from the Oxford Street area. It's about a 10-minute walk. You can get a bus to right outside the hotel, or you can get a tube to Marble Arch and walk down, or you could get a tube to Green Park and walk up from there. It's quite an easy hotel to get to be honest, because it's quite central. And I've actually never been inside this hotel before, so I'm very excited to see what it's like. We actually went here for afternoon tea a few months ago, I think now, and I was honestly so impressed. So this is definitely one that's worth checking out. It's actually a Marriott hotel, so it is a US hotel, but they have their afternoon tea down. It was so good. It's actually in the room to the left here, which you can't see into because there's some curtains drawn. Oh, yes you can. It's in this room. You get beautiful views of the park from there, and the service is just incredible. Anyway, that is beside the point because that is not the afternoon tea that we're going to today. So we're going to carry on walking down the road until we get to the Dorchester. Okay, here we are. We have arrived, and they do have this really cute garden area out here that I've seen open sometimes. It's just not open at the moment, but here is the front of the hotel. They've got this cute little taxi sign here. Love that. And then they've got this globe here, and then obviously they've got some kind of fancy cars outside the front of the hotel. I feel like that's quite standard for the very posh hotels. But yeah, this is the entranceway. Cars are parked here. I guess this is where the taxi would drop you off if you got a taxi here. And then this is the front of the hotel. So let's go inside for our afternoon tea. Okay, I've switched to my phone because you can't record on cameras in here. So I'm going to record everything on my phone. Don't worry, I've still got my microphone and we're good to go. So I will show you the whole experience. Very excited. I'm here about 15 minutes early, so I'm just waiting for my table to be ready, and then as soon as it is, we will go and sit down. So I've just sat down for the afternoon tea here, and I've got the menu in front of me. It looks so good. So it is, I think, the most expensive afternoon tea that we've tried. It's £95 per person. Very pricey, but I have high expectations. I'm sure it will be amazing. You get so many different things included with this, and I've just been having a look at the tea menu and trying to decide which one to go for. Now, they do have some rose teas that I'm very interested in, especially the raspberry and rose tea, so I think I might try that. And then the other tea I was interested in trying is the blackcurrant and hibiscus. So I might try both of those and see what I think. So we have a palate cleanser to start with, which is on the cutest little plate. So this is a chestnut mushroom panna cotta, which I'm sure will taste delicious. And I will also say, I'll insert a clip, but the plates and the crockery here is gorgeous. It is so beautiful. It's not all matching, but it does complement each other, which I actually prefer. I like a bit more. It's got a little bit of personality to it. So let's try this and see what we think. I'm going to get a little bit on my spoon to try for you guys. It looks delicious, and I love when they do a palate cleanser to begin with. I think it's the perfect way to start an afternoon tea, to just get you in the mood for it. So let's try this and see what we think. That is really, really delicious. Really like that. So I'm excited to get stuck into it. And then once the sandwiches arrive, I will let you guys know what I think of those as well. So my raspberry and rose tea has arrived with me now, and it comes in this gorgeous teapot. It actually has a label on it that says raspberry and rose as well. So if you've ordered 2 different teas, you'll know which one is which, because I think they come in the same teapots that look exactly the same, which could get a bit confusing, but they've nicely labelled it, and they've poured it out for me into the teacup as well, which matches the teapot, which I absolutely love. And then the saucer it's on is also matching, and it's all just so gorgeous. So let's try this tea and see what we think. I'm sure it's going to be delicious. That is a beautiful tea. It's got a really lovely subtle rose flavour to it that I personally really like. The raspberry cuts through it a little bit, but it's not too strong and fruity. So I really like that, and I think it's going to be the perfect pairing to the afternoon tea. I will try one other tea while we're here as well, just to make sure I've tried a few bits. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. And now we also have the sandwiches in front of us as well. So you get 5 sandwiches. You get a smoked salmon one, a cucumber one, roast chicken, egg mayonnaise, and then also I think it's beef, I'm not quite sure. Oh no, maybe not beef, it's a ham one, which has a truffle mayonnaise with it. So we're going to try all of these. I'm going to go from left to right. So I'm going to start with the smoked salmon sandwich, which is on a rye bread, which I will just show you guys here. It looks like this. So let's try this and see what we think. That is a really delicious smoked salmon sandwich. It's really generously filled as well, so I'm very, very happy with that. I'm looking forward to fully finishing that one off after I've tried every one of the sandwiches. So next up we have the cucumber sandwich, which is on a white bread and looks like this. It's also got rocket in there as well, so I'm interested to try this and to see what I think. I really, really like that. I actually like it more than I thought I would. The rocket adds a little bit of a peppery flavour. I think it's also got a bit of horseradish in there maybe as well. And the cucumber is really fresh and crispy. It just tastes delicious and really high quality. So far, I'm very, very happy with the sandwiches. Okay, third up, we have the roast chicken sandwich, which is on a seeded bread and it looks like this. So let's try this one and see what we think. That again is really, really delicious. I love a good roast chicken sandwich, and that is just really tasty. It doesn't have any kind of additional elements to it or anything surprising or unique, but it's just really good quality and lovely. Okay, so fourth, we have the egg mayonnaise sandwich, which again is on a white bread and looks like this. So let's try this one and see what we think. Again, just a standard egg mayonnaise sandwich, but one that just tastes really lovely and really high quality. So I'm not mad at it, I'm happy with it, but I think maybe that one is the weakest of the 4 that we've tried so far. And then finally we have the ham sandwich, which has a truffle mayonnaise in it as well. So let me try this and I'll let you guys know what I think. That one is my favourite of the bunch, I think. It doesn't have a strong truffle flavour to it though, at all. The ham is, again, really high quality. It's got a nice little bit of a tang to it. I really, really like it. And I should also mention they do offer a vegan menu for this afternoon tea if that is something that you require, and they do ask about dietary requirements as well. So I believe they can make adjustments to these based on whether or not you eat meat, whether or not you have specific requirements. But overall, I'm really, really happy with the savoury items that we've had, and I'm just really enjoying the service. They're amazingly attentive, which I would not expect anything less here, but it's just a really enjoyable experience and really, really high quality and special. So we've had a palate cleanser arrive to have after our sandwiches to get us ready for the scones, and then also the patisseries that will follow after that. And it comes again on the cutest little plate. How gorgeous does that look? So it is ice cream and strawberry meringue. So I'm going to try a bit of this now And of course, I'll let you guys know what I think once I've tried it. It's a bit tricky to cut into. I feel like I'm going to have to, I don't know how I'm going to get into this. I'm trying not to send it flying because it's very posh in here. I don't want to make a scene. Okay, I've got some on my spoon now, so let's try this and see what I think. That is really lovely. It's a very delicate flavour. It's got a very floral rose flavour to it as well, so if you don't like floral things, maybe you won't enjoy this, but I do. I love it. And it's a really perfect way to cleanse your palate before the sweet items come out. It's got a really nice refreshing flavour to it. So I'm going to finish this off, and then once I do, the scones will come out and I will review those for you guys as well. The afternoon tea stand has just arrived with me and it looks incredible. I will of course insert clips for you guys so you can see exactly what it looks like, but you get your scones and your patisseries on the stand and it is stunning. They also offered to take some pictures for me with the stand, which was really lovely, so I'm so glad I've got those. And I always love when they do stuff like that to just help you to remember the experience by. But without further ado, we are going to get into our review of the scones and then the patisseries, and I'm going to start with the scones, which I've got in front of me on a plate. They serve these warm and they serve them in like a napkin just to keep them warm when they come out, which I absolutely love. And they look incredible. I'll hold them both up for you so you can see. They are just gorgeously glazed and they just look like they're going to be delicious. So let's start with the plain scone. I'm going to twist this apart. So we've got the two halves here, and I'm going to put the standard clotted cream and strawberry jam on this one. So you do actually get strawberry jam and apricot jam with this service, which is very traditional, but also it's nice to have a little bit different, so it's not just one jam, you've got two to choose from. So as I mentioned with this one, I'm going to go in just with the clotted cream and the strawberry jam, and we will see what we think, but I have no doubt that these are going to be absolutely delicious. So I've got the scone all loaded up with cream and jam here. Look how good that looks. So let's try it and see what we think. That is perfect. The scone is really lovely and soft, and the cream and the jam together on top of that is just delicious. I'm very happy. I actually think these might be the best scones I've ever had at an afternoon tea. So now I've got the fruit scone here, which I've just twisted apart into two halves. So on this one, let's try the cream and the apricot jam. I have got the scone all loaded up here, so let's try this one and see what we think. I really like that apricot jam, more than I actually thought I would. It's really nice and tangy, so it's a nice contrast to the strawberry jam. I'm really glad that they include it with this service. So I'm going to finish off these scones, which, like I said, I think are actually the best scones I've ever had at an afternoon tea. And once I'm finished with them, we'll move on to the main event, which is the patisseries, which I'm currently looking at now and look absolutely delicious. Okay, I finished with the scones now, but I thought I would show you how much of the cream and the jams that I've used up before I move on to the patisseries, just because I think it's useful to know how much they provide you with and how much you end up getting through. Now, I was very liberal with my use of the clotted cream, and I still have quite a bit left in there, which is really good. And then in terms of the jams, there's loads of these left. So this is what's left of the strawberry jam, and then of the apricot jam. I actually used this entirely on the fruit scone. There's still loads of that left. So I don't think you would need refills during your service, even if it was two of you. You might want a little bit more cottage cream, but you're not going to run out, after one scone. So just wanted to point that out, just so you guys know how much they provide of each. But now it is time to try the patisseries, and we've got 4 of them to try. So there is a chocolate patisserie, a pear tart, there's also a vanilla patisserie, and then an apricot patisserie as well. So I will hold them each up to the camera to show you what they look like, and we will try each one, and I will of course let you guys know what I think. So let's start with the chocolate patisserie, which looks like this. It's got raspberries on the top of it. It looks delicious, but as you guys know, if you've watched my videos before, I'm not the biggest fan of chocolate desserts. They're just not my favourites, but I'm sure that this will be absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to get a little bit of it onto my fork so I can try it for you guys and let you know what I think. Okay, so I've got some on my fork, so let's try it and see what we think. That is really, really good. It's actually quite a light whipped chocolate flavour in there, which is perfect. And they've paired it with a raspberry, which is my favourite combination, a nice dark chocolate with a raspberry. Really, really delicious and not too heavy, which is great, because at this stage of the afternoon tea, you are starting to get full, so you don't want anything too heavy. Okay, next up we have the pear tart to try, which again looks absolutely gorgeous, and I really don't like cutting into all of these because they're so beautifully presented. I feel bad ruining them, but we've got to try them, we've got to eat them, so I'm going to cut into this, get a little bit for us to try, and then of course I'll let you guys know what I think of it. Okay, I've got some on my fork now, so let's try it and see what we think. That is like a vanilla custard tart with pear on top, and I really like that as well. The pear is a really nice subtle flavour that pairs perfectly with that kind of custardy vanilla flavour in there. Really, really lovely. So far so good with the patisseries, but you know what? Everything here has been incredible, so I am not surprised in the least. Okay, our penultimate pastry is this vanilla one, which again is very visually pleasing. I will say all of the patisseries here are just gorgeous, really lovely in terms of the presentation, but everything has been here. So I'm going to cut into this and get a little bit to try, and of course I'll let you guys know what I think. Okay, so let's try this and see what we think. That tastes a bit like a creme brulee, and I really, really like it. It's really lovely. You've got a really nice hardened caramel on the top there with the whipped cream. It's delicious. So I'm not sure which my favourite is so far. I think they're all really, really strong. The final patisserie we have to try is this tart, which is extremely delicate, so I'm being very careful right now. I think this is an apricot tart. It is very, very soft, so I just had to be very careful when picking it up because it was literally on the verge of collapse. But I'm going to cut into this now and I'll try a little bit and I'll let you guys know what I think. Okay, that one is my favourite. It is so light and delicate. It's a really beautiful, smooth mousse, and it's got that really nice tangy flavour to it. I love that. Overall, I think these are perfect. They all complement each other really well. There's no overpowering flavours in there. They're just perfectly balanced, and they look and feel extremely premium, which is perfect for the Dorchester. So now that I've finished everything, tried everything, let me let you guys know my thoughts. So the Dorchester afternoon tea, this has such a big reputation. I've honestly just heard so many amazing things about it. I've heard people rave about it. People say it's the best afternoon tea in London. And after trying it myself, I have to say, I don't disagree. This has been incredible. The service here is absolutely amazing. It's a lovely setting, the room is stunning, and they've got some really lovely music playing through here as well. Nothing overwhelming, nothing over the top, just really nice and complimentary to the experience. The tea has been really lovely as well, and all of the food is incredible quality. It's all really good and it all complements each other really, really well. That said, it is £95 per person, so it is the most expensive afternoon tea we've ever been to, but I really do think it lives up to that price point. And bearing in mind some of the others that I'm comparing it to are only about £10 cheaper, I think this is leagues above a lot of those. So if you're gonna splurge on an afternoon tea, this is the sort of one that I would absolutely splurge on. So let's have a look at where that places the Dorchester in our afternoon tea rankings, and it is no surprise that it is right up there with the Langham and Grosvenor House. I truly enjoyed this experience and I highly recommend you try it for yourself. Now, let me let you guys in to a very exciting secret. I have also booked this for a couple of months' time to come back for their Christmas afternoon tea, which I am very, very excited about. So for their Christmas afternoon tea, they actually have a choir of singers doing carols. So I cannot wait to experience that. Not only are we going to get some festive themed sandwiches and patisseries, we're also going to have a gorgeous festive experience. So stay tuned for that, because I will post it as quickly as I can after I've experienced it, but I've booked it for the end of November. So that's it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed watching this review. I hope you found it useful. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Would you come to the Dorchester for afternoon tea? And I'll see you guys in my next video.